Yeah, we was, the talking about the let them go. Let them go in the book of Genesis. It said Moses stood before Pharaoh, the new Pharaoh, so to say. He said, "Let my people go." Who said that? The Lord had spoke to Moses and told him to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. But Pharaoh had a heart of resistance against the Lord.
Well, the Lord had placed
Exactly.
his heart to be hardened, so he wouldn't allow the people of Israel to be let go, because what God wanted to do was to show not only the Egyptians but the Israelites that he was God, that I am the Lord. So he was trying to put a set example so that everybody, when everything is over, he would be able to have everybody knows what had took place in Egypt.
Yes, because we have to remember they had gods, but they had to know the greater God, the God over gods. There's really only one God, but of course, people believe there are other gods.
Right.
But the children of Israel, remember where they were. They were oppressed like today. People are oppressed. They spend 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours or more working a week.
Yes.
That's a sure health problem would be, definitely.
Oh, God.
People are working where one is off, the other one's working like 80 hours or more. 80 hours. I know from sure. One lady mentioned that her husband was in real estate and nothing is happening now. So she's working 80 hours.
Right.
So what's going to happen is she probably will get sick eventually, because your body only can take so much. You're working 80, 90 hours, 100 hours. Go figure how many hours there in 7 days in the week. Yeah,
right.
24 hours, you don't have that much time to sleep.
Right.
You're getting like 2 or 3 minutes or 3 hours of sleep a week.
Exactly.
You enslave yourself. Your body is about to break down because it needs to restore every day. It needs to restore itself so that you won't be accessible to diseases and things like that. And if you're in the health field, you're dealing with nurses, physicians, and therapists and all of that. And of course they can be stressed out. Depends on the number of people they have to see that day or whatever. A lot of things. I mean, you rushing here, you going there. The Lord said, "Let my people go."
That's right.
Because they were overtaxed. They were enslaved to do whatever Pharaoh had told them to do. You can call them servitude slaves if you want to, because they got paid or whatever. But they did increase, and Pharaoh was afraid of them. Exactly. And the more he put on them, the more they increased still. So the Lord said, "Let my people go." They still going to increase if you decide not to let them go. They still going to increase, but you must let my people go.
Exactly.
It's not just something that you can think about doing. It's something that you better do. That's what the Lord is telling him to do. He wouldn't allow Moses to stand in the presence of him to say that. He wouldn't allow Aaron and Moses to speak if he didn't mean to let his people go. Egypt, in the sense nowadays, is like the world. The world, you notice even some of the employers, you can see now they work longer, same pay, but work longer. No, and you notice that some of them have done away with the overtime. Not only say, okay, cut out the 40 hours, that's what some employers says, right. Okay, we're gonna have to cut that out. As soon as they get at 39 and whatever, click, because they don't want to pay that overtime anymore. And you notice that some of them don't want to. They didn't care about having health insurance.
No.
All they care about you making that money for. Exactly. Some of them. That's all they care about. You get sick. Oh well, we just replace you.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. But the Lord saying, "Let my people go." Right. Sometimes people have to work, and they're like multitask. They have to do everything.
Exactly.
Because they're cutting down on the number of employees that they will need. They'll call you anytime. They wake you up at any time to do this and that. And some nurses, if they work on dialysis, they have to be called at any time.
Exactly.
And they're actually enslaved, and their money might look good, but you have no time for the Lord. Your children have no time for the Lord. Your family is going to be looking at other things. The world, the way the world is going. And your family members will pick up what the world is doing. That's why I said, let my people go, because they have to get away from that.
Right. What I was going to say too, but for those employees that are allowing the employer to have so much control over them, where they're not allowed to, well, they don't have enough time to go to church. They're too worn out. They have to go home, cook, clean, take care of the family, trying to get rest. And if they did have some kind of church service that night, they won't be able to do it because they're worn out, or they on call. So they figure, like, if I go to church, all of a sudden you on call, you get a call saying, hey, you need to come to work, and you have to drop everything and go. And you can't keep your children or at the church, or your loved ones at the church, unless you go into separate cars. But then it's so funny, but if you don't go to church, then the phone doesn't go off at all. It's just like, oh, okay, if I go to church, then the phone goes off. But if I don't, and I have no plans or anything like that, that phone will not go off.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have a job like that.
No, they shouldn't. But see,
that's why people have to let go
that.
some things, and they look at, oh, if I do that, then I can't have this car, I can't have these houses,
right,
and everything else, and all my toys and jewels and everything, and things that cause me to function right. Mm-hmm. But the function should be on the Lord. The things that you want to do should be in the eyes of the Lord. What happens, the world make us carnal. We'll be so caught up in things we forget about the Lord. Right. These children, the children of Israel, the Lord called them the children of Israel, or He called them Israel, because they are His children. Right. We are His children. Christians are the Lord's children. So even though they're adults, they're still the children. Mm-hmm. Even though they have children, they still are children of the Lord. He called Israel son. Right, right. And He was going to deliver them, because they were complaining. And the Lord heard their voices. And the Lord, sometimes it looked like you never get delivered. Right, right. And then if you look at it too, you will see that a lot of the places are starting to be destroyed, or as far as or I should say, the elements are starting to get in contact with other places that you would never thought it would be in contact with. You have China that has earthquakes. You have now Mississippi is starting to get more tornadoes than they had before, and floods. Okay, we have Tennessee that actually have flooded. They really have flooded. Yep, some parts of Tennessee have. Yeah, so it's getting to the point where the Lord is trying to wake up the people, or if the people have already seen that the Lord is trying to say, let them go. Let my people go. He's trying to tell the wicked ones to let my people go, so that they can know that I am God, so they can worship to me, unto me. So we have to be obedient to the Lord. We have to see what He's saying and which way He wants us to go, so we won't be like the enemy, being trapped or being disobedient, and then we end up losing out. And being caught up in a situation. Exactly.